Good evening, and welcome to the broadcast. You ever have one of those moments where the world just doesn't make sense? A moment where you see something so bizarre, so out of place, that your brain struggles to process it. It's that feeling, that unshakable sensation that the universe just hit a snag, a corrupted line of code, and you just saw the glitch in the matrix. We've all felt it. Whether it's seeing a person who looks exactly like someone you know walking down a street in a different city, or a piece of news so strange it feels like satire, these moments have become a kind of modern mythology. They're not just fun internet memes, they're an investigation into the very fabric of our reality, and what they reveal isn't about computer simulations. It's about us. This is a deep dive into the real-life glitches, the unexplained phenomena that go viral, and what they can teach us about hacking our own perception to see the world more clearly. This is about becoming an observer, a detective in your own life, so you're not just passively consuming the weirdness, you're understanding it. We start with the most common and compelling of these glitches, the visual anomalies. You've probably seen them pop up on your feed. There's the famous story of the 2-foot monolith that appeared in the middle of a desert in Nevada, a perfect, reflective object with no fingerprints, no footprints, and no explanation for how it got there. Then, just as mysteriously, it vanished. Was it a prank? A piece of avant-garde art? Or a genuine anomaly? The conversation went viral because, for a moment, it felt like a direct link to the unknown. Then you have the more personal, more intimate glitches. We're talking about the time loop stories. The user who posted about seeing their sister walk down the stairs, go to take a shower, and then minutes later, seeing her walk down the same stairs again, fresh from the shower, as if the first time never happened. A classic glitch that has no rational explanation from the people who experienced it. Or the viral story of a guy who plugged his vape into a charging block that was completely unplugged from the wall, and yet, the device still charged for a full 15 minutes. He filmed it, completely baffled, and the internet was left with a powerful piece of evidence for a world that doesn't always follow the rules. These stories aren't just entertainment, they're a window into the limits of our own understanding and the moments when the strange becomes real. They challenge us to look closer, to question what we see, and to admit that sometimes, we just don't have all the answers. But here's the most important part of this investigation, the self-improvement hack. We are not just passive viewers of these glitches, we are the ones who experience and interpret them. And our brains are notoriously flawed. One of the most common glitches is known as the Mandela effect, where a large group of people share a false memory. It's not just about Berenstain Bears or the Luke, "I am your father" quote, those are old news. Modern examples are far more subtle and therefore more unsettling. A viral post shows a picture of an old video game character, and thousands of people swear they remember him with a black nose, even though he always had a blue one. Or they remember a famous pop star wearing a specific headset in an iconic music video, only to go back and find that she never did. These aren't just silly mistakes, they are a profound demonstration of the unreliability of our own perception. Our brains are not hard drives, they are improvisational storytellers. They fill in the blanks, they seek patterns where none exist, and they can be influenced by social media to create a collective, shared lie. The self-improvement hack here is to realize this. It's to train yourself to be a more critical observer of your own mind. The moment you catch yourself saying, "I swear I remember it this way," is the moment you've found a powerful opportunity for growth. It's an invitation to question your assumptions, to rely on verifiable evidence, and to build a mental foundation that is more resilient to misinformation and flawed memory. The real payoff, the true prepper's paradise for your mind, comes from learning to embrace the strangeness without losing your grip on reality. It's about training yourself to look at the world differently. What if that person you thought was a doppelganger was just a person who happened to have a similar gait and build as your friend? What if that charging vape was a result of a slow discharging capacitor, not a break in the laws of physics? The value isn't in debunking every mystery, but in using it as a catalyst for a more engaged life. When you start to question the anomalies, you start to question everything. You notice more, you become more present. You look at a strange cloud formation and you don't just dismiss it, you wonder about the atmospheric conditions that created it. You hear a bizarre news story and you don't just forward it, you research the source and look for multiple perspectives. This is the ultimate self-improvement hack. It's the cultivation of a razor-sharp, analytical mind. In a world where the line between fact and fiction is blurring, and where the news cycle itself feels like a series of increasingly bizarre glitches, the ability to think critically is the most valuable skill you can possess. The Matrix isn't a simulation, it's a narrative, and the glitches aren't mistakes in the code. They are wake-up calls. They are a call to action. They are an invitation to be the one who sees the world for what it truly is, a fascinating, sometimes illogical, and endlessly engaging place. So go out there. Look for the anomalies. And use them to become a smarter, sharper, more aware version of yourself.